Welcome to the Workplace Minute, powered by H3 HR Advisors, a podcast that keeps HR pros, business leaders, and operations teams ahead of the curve. We're sponsored by our friends at Paychex and also by WorkHuman. My name is Steve Boese. Target's business remains under pressure following the company's retreat from DE&I. Today, we take another look at the impact of walking back long-time commitments and programs supporting DE&I from the recent experiences at retail giant Target. Target's foot traffic fell for the third consecutive month since it rolled back its diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, but it did finally end an 11-week slump in foot traffic with 2 weeks of modest gains. Target's overall foot traffic was down 3.3% year over year in April, and that's following declines of 6.5% in March and 9% in February. And the retailer's weekly declines began in the first full week after its January 24th announcement that it was eliminating its DE&I programs. But it finally inched into positive territory in the week leading up to Easter that began April 14th with a small gain of 0.4%, followed by an even smaller gain of 0.1% for the week that began April 21st. Target, which in recent years championed terms like racial justice and social justice and was a committed advocate for DE&I, surprised many consumers when, just 4 days after President Donald Trump's inauguration, and 1 day after he demanded that both governmental agencies and companies dismantle DE&I, the company did exactly that. In hindsight, though, Target's capitulation was no surprise at all. According to recent filings with the Federal Election Commission, a full 2 weeks before it caved on DE&I, Target made its first ever donation to a presidential inauguration in the form of a $1 million check to Trump's inaugural committee on January 10th. Costco, which unlike Target resisted demands to drop its DE&I programs, has seen year-over-year foot traffic gains for every month this year, including April, when it gained 3.4%. And Costco's streak of foot traffic gains finally ended after 16 weeks, however, when it fell 2.5% on the week leading up to Easter, but it did come back with an 8.6% gain the following week, beginning April 21st. It's hard to know what helped Target break its 11-week slump. The week it finally posted foot traffic gains was the first full week after it dropped a widely covered collaboration with Kate Spade New York, and another collaboration dropped toward the end of the second week of April when Target saw slight foot traffic gains. Correlation is not causation, so there's no hard proof that Target's DE&I retreat has been the primary driver of its foot traffic losses over the last 3 months. But the top comments on the company's social media channels are dominated by criticism from users who say they were once frequent Target shoppers and now have stopped shopping at the retailer after its DE&I reversal. And among those who haven't forgotten about Target's DE&I rollbacks are the more than 150,000 people who signed on to a 40-plus day church-led Lenten boycott. The protest was scheduled to end on Easter, but organizers decided to continue the boycott because Target has not restored any DE&I programs. I, for one, have not set foot in a Target store in 2025, and quite frankly have no intention of doing so anytime soon. We'll have to see how the rest of the year plays out and if Target ever reverses course on these decisions. Want more on the future of work, talent, and technology? Be sure to hit follow or subscribe and share this episode with a colleague who cares about getting the workplace right. That's it for the show today. We'll continue to follow this and all the important topics and trends in the world of work here on the HR Happy Hour Media Network. This has been Steve Boese for the Workplace Minute, powered by H3 HR Advisors.